Hello, everyone. Welcome. On a few minutes early, and why not? Had everything set to go here. Yeah, you guys might remember last 2 weeks I had some issues, maybe for the past month, issues with audio, like my mic dropping out, my sounds not working and everything.
I'm going to leave your words on
But
this
anyway,
board for
I
all
tested
my
stuff
classes to
out.
enjoy.
I
Giving
reinstalled
you full credit, of course.
I reinstalled older versions of software for my sounds that I play here. So hopefully we're all cool tonight. Everything's checking out really well. Everything's been really stable. In fact, I reinstalled that audio software last night, and everything's been good since, which is good. Usually, if it goes 24 hours, that's a good sign. So welcome, everyone. Hey, Bill Seabury, hello. We got a Lakers game tonight in about an hour, right? I think it's 7, probably 7:10 when they tip off. So hopefully you can stick around until tip off, Bill. I'll probably be able to catch some of the second half tonight. Phoenix Suns, I believe, are our opponents tonight. Hopefully they'll finally win a game. Lakers have been on this road trip, and I think they've lost 3 in a row. This could be 4 in a row. This is probably the toughest team they will have met on this road trip. So anyway, welcome everyone. Thanks for being here. We have a lot of our regulars already here. Yeah, we have Peter and Angie moderating for the time being. So yeah, stick around as long as you can, guys. Peter, you're not going out tonight and protesting or anything, or are you? Let me know if you got plans tonight. Let's see. Did I see the video Joey Carpsong made about Piers Morgan? I saw the thumbnail and title. I was tempted to watch it, but I'm thinking that's what I would make. I mean, that's like, just Piers's continual reliance on the same tired arguments about almonds and avocados, so much so that when vegan activists go on his show now, they're prepared. They know exactly what he's going to say because he doesn't learn. I mean, what kind of dumb person doesn't learn from past experiences? That's why we have brains. Our advanced cognitive abilities allow us to adapt and evolve and learn how to not fall into the same mistakes that we made over and over again in the past. But either Piers doesn't have that ability, or he's too just oblivious to realize his arguments are complete rubbish. Anyway, so welcome everyone. I didn't see the video yet. I just go, yeah, I can imagine. Is that what he did? Peter did Joey just go through and copy, not copy, but just find all the various videos that I've, talked about where, do you eat almonds? Do you eat avocados? Just find him saying that over and over again. And it's the same answer all the time. Those arguments are completely just lame. They don't make any sense, but he really think he has a gotcha on vegans. Let's see. Fu Manpu, Ryan, is survival capitalism vegan? Wow, did someone ask you that one? Wow, it looks like our Streamlabs bot has a little user pick icon thing. I didn't remember that gradient on Streamlabs before, so awesome. Yeah, if you want to leave any text to speech or donations, super chats, that's it right there. Support our work. Streamlabs.com/happyhealthyvegan. That's how you can leave a I thought I changed that to say super chats. Anyway, it's pinned up top. Anyway, I should fix our bot to fix that. Let me see if I can do that really quickly here. Will that be a little longer than I want? Cloudbot. Let's see, timers. I think I do that really quickly here. Yeah, do that in about 5 seconds here. Super chats. Is that what I say? Yeah, super chats. All right, confirm, handled, just like that. I can multitask. So anyway, sorry if I missed any questions. So if I missed any questions at all, just ask again. I'm a simple guy, multitasking way more than what my 56-year-old brain likes to do. So I got multiple 27-inch monitors with tons of windows and browsers and apps open. What's that, Mike? The musical Vegan Beast. You're telling me about Piers was also trying to backpedal on Joey's past. How come they always like to do ad hominem attacks? Like, you can't be a vegan activist if you had done some jail time. Well, can you be a meat eater if you've done jail time? Because plenty of meat eaters have done jail time. It's just so stupid to do these personal attacks. And it shows that a person can change. I mean, it's funny, if you use religion, like if you bring religion into it, I change, God made me a better person, that's okay, but somehow veganism is not a justifiable thing to explain how you've changed or something. Anyway, Joey's past, he used Joey's past as a reason why Joey's moral stance is void. So yeah, so if you committed any crimes in your past, you're incapable of moral behavior in the present. I'd love to see the argument for that, because that sounds absolutely insane. In other words, if you ever do anything bad, you're always bad. Nope, he's never heard of the concept of redemption. What a fool Piers Morgan is. And he's a liar. I'm sure he doesn't believe that, but he's conveniently believing that right now. Hey, vegan metalhead! Look, you're going to be a super chat.
Trying out vegan squid for tomorrow. Making Ojingiobakium, which is easy to make vegan by swapping out squid for either a vegan replacement or king oyster mushrooms.
Wow, thanks for that super chat tip there. The vegan metalhead, thanks for that. And I'm hoping the voice robot pronounced those Indonesian words with some fair amount of accuracy. Hopefully it was understandable there. Yeah, you're right, Bill. Absolutely. Piers doesn't care. He doesn't care about what he's saying. It's just content. He's just trying to be sensationalistic. And he has this thing now that he's cultivated over the years as being a complete vegan bigot. I'm sure he's proud of that. I'm sure he'd wear a shirt that says, I'm a vegan bigot. It's not like it's something he's trying to hide. And he's just living up to that persona, that bigoted persona. Anyway, it's Korean. Let me check out the word again. Maybe Angie knows what that is. I've never heard of that Ojengo Bokyum. Is this a real question? We got our first question here. The Kwane. If meat eaters lived to be the oldest in age, would it be justified to eat meat for a survival? Okay, survival situation is totally different from living to old age, since survival is about living the longest. I don't know if survival is about living the longest. I mean, let's put it like this. If I found out that on average, vegans lived to let's say 85 years old, and meat eaters lived to 85 and a half or 86, would that be a reason to give up my morality to maybe get an extra 6 to 12 or so months out of life? Hell no. The fact is this is like a kind of a super hyper hypothetical question, because the facts are the obvious. Blue zones eat very little meat, and as we've seen, the traditional Okinawan diet, which has super low meat, mostly sweet potatoes and rice and vegetables. They used to have some of the longest lifespans of people on the planet. And amongst the Seventh-day Adventists, where you have a cohort, they all follow most of them follow a similar religion, lifestyle, and the vegans have the longest longevity, followed by the vegetarians, followed by the meat eaters. So it's kind of a weird hypothetical question. It's almost like saying, Ryan, imagine for a moment that a square had 3 sides. Would you still like squares more than triangles or something like that? So I'm saying it's hard for me to wrap my head around a question that I know doesn't really exist, and apart from just a super hypothetical thought experiment. But no, Yeah, Mike the Musical Vegan Beast adds, vegans have the lowest risk to chronic disease. Yeah, my video from yesterday showed how, and this is from where was it? It was a very non-biased source of, I think it was the National Institute of Health here in the United States, showed that plant-based diets have a benefit in reducing all-cause mortality. Think about that for a second, including heart disease. It helps with blood pressure and help normalize lipids. There's so many benefits to plant-based diet. So it's kind of weird to comprehend. So how will eating less of that and eating more carcinogens and cholesterol extend life? It's hard to wrap my head around such just a non-reality-based or non-evidence-based proposition. So anyway, interesting question there. Let's see. V's going swimming. All right, awesome, V. Yeah, we'll join an hour. I should be on unless my computer crashes or something like that, you know? Yeah, Diablo said, I agree. Why use like these extreme thought experiment hypotheticals when, what would you say there? I lost your comment. When the opposite is obviously true, as you know, evidenced by scientific consensus. Let's see. Happyista says, and Angie's impressed by this. All your Thanksgiving sides are assembled and in the freezer. All I have to do now is throw things in the oven or something like that, heat them up. Yeah, that's way to be prepared, Sarah. Totally. Oh yeah, we saw Mike the Vegan last month. You guys might remember. Yeah, I forgot. Did he mention that, Angie? He's going to be at Vegan. Mike the Vegan also speaking at Vegan Campout. That was this year. Is he going to go back next year too? The Quane. Not a hypothetical. Can I name the oldest vegan to live in age? I don't know. I can give a bunch of people who ate meat and lived to 114. Yeah, these are people on low meat diets, like blue zones. I mean, you're being disingenuous. Yeah, they weren't vegan because there wasn't such a thing as veganism 114 years ago. It only gained the name. The word vegan came into being in the late 1940s. When the Vegan Society coined that word to make it distinct from vegetarianism, as you know, which they consume animal products. So no, I mean, it's, yeah, you're making a comparison that's just bizarre, because yeah, these people, you know, weren't vegan when they were born, and they probably didn't turn vegan in the 1940s or 50s, but they ate low meat diets. That's what ties the blue zones together. And if you don't believe me, hell, I'll just show you. Let's go to what I played yesterday. Well, first of all, we can see here from health organizations from around the world, vegan diets are healthy as long as you're doing a balanced, sensible diet. But let's... Hey, this is Ryan of Happy Healthy Vegan. This is from in my feed here. Here. National Institute of Health. Let's read this together, which is a non-vegan activist site or organizations, part of the United States government. Plant-based diets lower all-cause mortality. The flip side of that, the converse truth of that statement is animal product-based diets increase all-cause mortality. So right there, let me just stop you right there. Like, yeah, you might have someone who ate a ton of meat that live a long time. That doesn't change. This is a fact based on scientific study. It means it's probability theory. Could someone eat it's like saying, hey, I know someone that smoked 5 packs of cigarettes a day and lived to be 112. Does that mean cigarette smoking is safe? Well, just because it didn't kill that person, they lived a long life, it doesn't mean that the statistics show that if you want to live to be 100 years old, smoking is not the way to go about it. Do you understand that? Do you understand that there's always going to be exceptions? There's always outliers. Have you ever studied probability theory? Just because there's people who don't fit within the what's most likely to happen doesn't mean that this evidence is false or fake or anything like that. It's probability theory. Doesn't mean everyone who eats a plant-based diet will live longer than everyone who eats meat. That's not how science works. It's based on probability theory. So hope you got a little education here about science works. Yeah, if you know some people that ate meat to live to 114, awesome. I'm happy for them. And if you know someone that smoked 5 packs of cigarettes a day and lived to be 114, awesome. I'm happy for them. But just because you have some, individual cases that buck the evidence, the scientific consensus, doesn't mean that the scientific consensus is wrong. Individual people don't debunk scientific consensus. Yeah, the quantity. Yeah, non-vegans that eat meat. I just said blue zone people who eat a very low amount of meat. I've covered the traditional Okinawan diet many times. I haven't done it for many years, so I forgot the exact percentage, but it was like around, if I could be off by 1% or 2, is roughly 3% of their calories came from some chicken and fish or something like that. It's like 3-ish%. So yeah, they ate some animal products and they lived to be 100, but they weren't like chowing down meat all the time. So yeah, I'm not talking, yeah, I know you're saying they weren't carnivores or anything like that, but yeah, they lived to be in general. Yeah, some Okinawans died early, but in general, they lived about 80, 90 years old, something like that. Could they have lived longer if they were vegan? Would they live shorter? They probably would have had similar lifespans, is my guess. Hey, I'm not an epidemiologist or a medical doctor or anything like that, but they probably would have had similar lifespans. It probably would have been statistically insignificant if you happen to have had vegans who were living in Okinawa in the 1930s, which wouldn't happen because the concept didn't exist then. They probably would have had similar lifespans to their low meat eating cohorts that reflect the traditional Okinawan diet. So hopefully we answered your question thoroughly there. Yeah, people that have had low meat diets have lived a long time. That's called blue zones. Yeah, there weren't any vegans in there because veganism didn't exist until really the 1950s. What's that vegan metalhead? You work with people who finish smoking a cigarette and light another one to smoke with that one that they are finishing. Do they think they're going to live a long time because some random lucky people live to be 110 chain smoking like that? I don't think so, right? They're not using that as their justifications. Like, hey, this is healthy for you. I know someone that lived to be 110. Anyway, what's that, Mike? They likely lived as long as they did in spite of eating the animal-derived foods. I think like people on blue zone diets, low animal product diets, like the traditional Okinawans had such little meat in their diets, it really didn't have the harmful health effects that we see from people eating a traditional standard developed country diet, where they're eating way more than 3% of their calories from meat. You know what I'm saying? If you're getting like 3% of your calories from meat, you're probably going to have a similar risk for heart disease as someone that gets 0% of their calories from meat. So I'm saying such a small amount that it probably doesn't have any, it's my guess. Hey, I'm not a medical doctor and epidemiologist. I'm guessing if you're eating that much, yeah, you can live to 100, You don't have to be completely meat-free to have a long life. And yeah, the science shows that. But yeah, I don't know if we have any like 100-year-old vegans, because like I said, it's 2023, so that means these people would have been born in 1923, and they would have had to gone, like, when were they gone vegan? Veganism didn't really exist till like the 50s, and that's if you're in the know. You have to like be living in England or something like that. I mean, I didn't even hear about veganism till the 1990s, so it just you don't have any 100-year-old vegans because veganism isn't 100 years old. You can suspect that, Bob, but I suspect if we could somehow go back in time and do some science with the traditional Okinawans and have a few of them, a subset of them, on a completely vegan diet and compare their life or longevities to people on the traditional Okinawan diet, my non-scientific professional opinions, it would probably be statistically insignificant. I don't think there would be any significant difference in the lifespans. I don't think the vegans would live any longer or shorter. I think they all be pretty much the same because it's pretty much the same diet. Just the non-vegans ones would have a little bit of animal products, but just like 3% of their calories. So it's really insignificant as far as the amount of meat or whatever they're eating. So anyway, Mike, it's also entirely possible that vegan people and lifestyles existed before veganism is coined as a term. It's possible, but yeah, without a word to unify people and a way to spread information, yeah, they'd just be isolated people that just randomly came up with an idea like, wow, I don't like killing animals. That's gross and wrong. And why am I killing this innocent animal for? And another one the next day. It's like, why don't I just eat plants? Yeah, people can come up with that realization independently of the rest of society, and the term veganism existing or not. I agree. So yeah, who knows? Let's see, Bill. Yeah, why be concerned for those that failed? Does that mean it's a failed way to eat? No. If a meat eater changes to vegan, does anyone say the meat-based diet failed? Exactly not. It just means they changed for whatever reasons, Exactly, failed. So yeah, if someone quits a vegan diet or a plant-based diet, somehow veganism fails. But if someone switches to veganism, no, we don't say anything bad about the meat-based diet. You know, it's such a hypocrisy in that logic. Wow, Peter, your mom used to work as a nurse and she knew people had a tracheotomy, but still smoked through the hole in their neck because it's so addicting. From what I understand, any of you smokers out there might want to chime in, but I hear it's super, super, super difficult to give up smoking nicotine cigarettes because nicotine is so damn addictive. Fu Man Poo, you're already excited to get put into camps by fascists. I hope that doesn't happen. Yeah, great point, Bill, says AJ. Hey, AJ, I didn't say hi to you. I saw you on early tonight, so that's awesome. Remember you came in, I'm not shaming you or anything. I remember you came in like midway of the past live stream or two, so good to see you here from the start. What's that, Allison? The idea of ahimsa and non-violence towards animals has been around for millennia. Absolutely, absolutely. It's an Eastern concept. But vegan as a word didn't exist till the mid-1990s. Yeah, you're right, though. The concept of not harming animals, surprisingly, or not too surprisingly, it goes back to a non-Western culture, non-Western religions. And I guess that's why I'm a little more pulled into Eastern religions like Buddhism. And I know ahimsa, it comes from like Buddhism, Hinduism. I'm not sure which, or they kind of branch off from each other at a certain point as far as ways of thinking go. Like, religions don't pop up out of the blue. They have there's a evolution, a history. Anyway, let's see. Fu, you quit smoking 18 years ago. Awesome. Good for you. But would love to have a smoke. Insidious habit. Wow. Even 18 years later, you still have like a craving of sorts. Like, if you could, you'd do it, but you shouldn't. Wow. Sarah, I don't want to live forever either. Who's talking about living forever? I mean, that's a crazy idea. Is that what like some of these like tech bros are trying to do? Extend their lives to live forever, hack brains, hack bodies and stuff like that. But no, it sounds absolutely horrible. I call these things vampire things with Angie. I joke about, man, I would never want to be a vampire and live forever because there's so many things that just piss me off. I see it on a daily basis. Like, oh, that's one of those things. If I were a vampire and had to experience that for 100 or 1,000 years, I would go on a rampage or something like that. Oh yeah, speaking of Elon Musk, Peter, I just read yesterday he got FDA approval for his Neuralink, which he did this cruel test on first with pigs, then with primates, and lied about how it was handled, as the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine has been exposing to the world. But anyway, his Neuralink company just got FDA approval to put one of his Neuralink implants in a human brain. So now they're just waiting for some dumb Elon Musk stan to volunteer to have his skull, have a hole cut out of his skull by some kind of robot surgeon thing and stick a chip in his brain. And it's like, okay, don't sign me up for that. I mean, I don't even trust Twitter to have my credit card number, because you probably heard they're starting this thing where they're going to charge people a minimum $1 a year to be able to post onto Twitter. And no, I don't even want him to have my credit card numbers, because I know he's cut their staff down. So that this, especially security, I don't trust them. So I definitely wouldn't trust Elon Musk branded brain implant in my brain. I want to be old school. I'm going to be one of these. I'm going to be old. If everyone has a brain implant in like 20 years, all the kids that are like 20 have brain implant. I'm going to be an old school guy, and I'm going to live without the brain implant. I don't want a brain implant. I don't want people to hack my brain. I don't want information to be pushed to my brain. My brain is my brain, and call me old fashioned. I like my brain, and I'm going to keep it that way. Twitter used to tweet, X now excrete. Anyway, yeah, Tesla on the brain, literally, huh? Yeah, there's plenty of Elon Musk stands around St. Petersburg, so I'm sure some guy will want to go down in history. He loves Elon Musk so much. He wants to go down in history. His name will be remembered as the guy dumb enough to offer his brain to get the chip in, and maybe he'll live. Maybe he won't. Who knows? But anyway, yeah, so I'm sure some Elon Musk stan would love to have his name immortalized in Elon Musk history. Yeah, you guys are talking about Reagan there, the activist who got ran over by the slaughterhouse truck. What's that, AJ? Yeah, the trucker's 911 call showed police told him not to move his truck, but he ignored that and deliberately moved his giant 18-wheeler truck loaded with livestock and ran over and killed her. What's that the quantity? No, you're flinging poop on my walls, bro. Oops, wrong one. Just one question at a time. I'll see what you're talking about here, but you look at my Livestream rules. Here's the Livestream rules. You gotta be civil, which you're being cool. You're not really spamming or trolling. But when trying to debunk veganism, just one claim at a time. Just don't bring up new claims. So let me check your last one out here, and then we'll move on, okay? Because you can't monopolize my entire Livestream. There's other people here. So anyway. Well, would you admit that the respiratory system is horrible for people to eat cigarettes? Smoke cigarettes. I'm not sure how eating cigarettes works out for you, but yeah, smoking cigarettes. I'm not sure if it's the respiratory system it's bad for, but we know that smoking cigarettes is associated with less longevity, shorter lifespans. Anyway, I think someone got rid of you. Okay, cool. Wasn't me. Thank you, moderator, whoever took care of it. Okay, this time timed him out for 1 minute. But I was going to say, what was the thing? I would even ask. I was trying to answer the question, though. I was reading it. Yeah, cigarettes, not good for human health. It decreases your lifespan. And same with eating meat, because plant-based diets can lower all-cause mortality. The flip side to that truth is that meat-based diets increase all-cause mortality and increase the risk of heart disease. So how is it that eating plants is gonna make your life shorter? Because again, this is from the National Institute of Health, not a vegan activist source of information. It's the government, boring epidemiology. This is not something they just made up in an armchair. You can see they have references 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 8, and 11 to studies where that support their statements they're making here. So what about this shows that eating plants makes you live a shorter life? I'm just kind of curious. How does one read this, which is scientific consensus here, because the National Institute of Health doesn't put out wild conspiracy theories and stuff like that. It's mainstream evidence-based science here. How does one read this and take away that, if you eat plants, you'll have a shorter life and you'll probably get a heart attack more likely than if you ate meat? So I'm just kind of curious how we extrapolate the conclusion that, no, don't eat a plant-based diet if you're interested in longevity. Just kind of curious. Sean, you said you're vegan and have only lived 40 years. Coincidence? Yeah, maybe so, huh? And yeah, Sarah, and forget the longevity part. Like I said, if I learned that somehow if I were to eat meat, my probability of living an extra 5 years increases 5-10%, whatever, I'd still eat plants. But it doesn't work that way. That's not how it is. Let's see, Empower Your Life has asked me, have I ever been a fruit-only guy, and did you not like it? I need to heal something, so wondering. If you need to heal something, I would talk to a doctor, not a doctor. I would talk to a specialist in that field. And if you can find a plant-based specialist, that'd be even better. If you want, I can refer you to, I'm not sure what kind of issue you have. Is a cardiological issue? Because I went to a vegan cardiologist. If you're looking for a vegan gastroenterologist, I know 2 of them here in Southern California, and they do telemedicine as well. Doug Graham and his eating uncooked food thing is not science. There's no evidence behind that other than anecdotal stories. Yeah, like I said, someone could smoke 5 packs of cigarettes a day and live to be 114. Yeah, it's not what's normal. It's not what statistical probability says, but it can happen. So I'm going, if you really want to heal yourself, you should talk to a medical professional. But yeah, I did try all fruit or really high fruit. And like the nice little girl lady that I made a video about yesterday, I was not maintaining the body weight like I have now. It's getting thinner without even trying. So anyway, I don't know. What was the question though? Did I not like it? No, it was cool, but it was pointless. Like, why eat this weird, bizarre way where I can't eat potatoes? There's nothing bad about potatoes. There's no science that says, hey, if you eat potatoes, you will have lower all-cause mortality and increase your risk of heart disease or diabetes, something like that. There's no reason to give up healthy food groups, for no real benefit. I didn't see any benefit of just eating uncooked food other than it costs more and it's a pain in the ass and you lose maybe more weight than you want. And as I've learned later on, so many people that did that are making these why I'm no longer vegan videos now and eating steak. So if you want to be vegan long term, this is the way to do it, bro. To eat just a balanced, sensible vegan diet. Hey, Produce Not Pills, thank you so much. Thank you so much for our first YouTube's super chat tip of the evening. We got a couple so far, or one so far from Streamlabs. So anyway, Produce Not Pills. As a vegan, are you interested in other violent things like watching boxing matches? Remember, veganism is animal cruelty and exploitation, but I don't watch boxing, by the way. Playing killing video games? Nope, I don't play those shoot 'em up 3D first-person shooter games. Never liked them, but you can do that. It's if anything, it's a human exploitation thing, but they're digital humans. Watching violent movies. Nope, again, I don't like violent movies. We were talking about this like horror movies. Like I like more psychological thrillers, something like The Shining, which we just watched, Rosemary's Baby, stuff like that. Psychological thrillers, rather than hack and slash gore fests. That's not my thing. But if someone did that, I wouldn't say they were a lesser vegan or a lower level vegan or something like that. Produce Not Pills. These are just my personal preferences. And maybe my personal preferences of not liking violent things come from my inner core values, which led me to become vegan. So it might be a consistent thing for me. But if someone else was vegan and liked stuff like that, I wouldn't accuse them of being inconsistent or anything like that. No one's being exploited in a first-person shooter, but one could argue playing first-person shooter games where you kill people all the time could normalize in that person's mind the concept of killing others, which isn't about veganism, just a moral issue. Killing people and shooting people should not be something that we're comfortable with and be, that's totally normal. Anyway, Bill likes horror movies. Yeah, as I point out, they're fake, they're actors. So if there's any exploitation going on, it's not animal exploitation, it's actor exploitation. So anyway, hey, Uncle, how is it, Uncle? Gaslight? Are we talking about, did I talk about, is Gaslight a movie? Oh, the Gaslight movie. I've never seen that. I've heard, about it. That's where the term gaslighting comes from, but I haven't watched Gaslight yet. That sounds like an amazing movie. I want to watch that. I mean, I just want to see I want to see the concept in action there. Seema, has anyone told me I give off cool uncle vibes? Hey, I am a cool uncle. I am. I am an uncle. I have some nieces and nephews, and I always tell them, of all your uncles, I seriously go up and tell them, I'm your coolest uncle. Just letting you know, I'm the coolest uncle. And they'll either agree or disagree. No, blah, blah, blah is cooler. No, I'm the cool uncle. You gotta just admit it. I'm the coolest uncle you got. But anyway, yeah, I am a cool uncle. I'm just kidding. When I say that to them, I'm just messing with the kids. I'm not conceited about that. I don't know if I'm the best uncle or not. I don't know how you measure uncle coolness, Hey, Juan. Hello from Colombia. Hola. Buenos noches. Let's see. Empower Your Life. Dr. Brooke Goldner is raw, right? I don't know. Never heard of that person. AJ agrees. Gaslight is such a great movie. And I'm sure it's on some streaming service, right? Let me know if anyone knows which one, but I definitely want to see that. If you say so, what would Jesus do? Hey, this is Ask a Vegan Anything about veganism. So yeah, we're not really here to talk about decisions Jesus may or may have not made. Not my wheelhouse, but something else though.
All right.
Hey, Dana Bananas. Good to see you, and thanks for the super chat tip there. You reversed your MS through Dr. Brooke Goldner's protocols. Awesome. Great. Happy to hear that. Yeah, I mean, I've heard people have been able to make or relieve or reverse health issues that they had prior to going vegan. But I don't know if that's something you should bank on. If you have it happen to you, yes, be stoked and it worked for you, Like Angie's eczema has gotten a lot better since having, given up all dairy, because you remember she was vegetarian. But once she gave that up and became vegan, yeah, that got better. Other digestive issues got better. But, we're doing it for the animals. And if we can get some nice, health benefits out of it, awesome. If you say so. I remember what? Please tell me what I remember. How do you know what I remember? I'd love for you to tell me what I remember. The quantity. Can I read your last response to me? If I can find it, I've told you can't monopolize my time, but I'll try to find your comment. When have I ever promoted eating tobacco? You said that. I read your post where you said eat tobacco. I thought I'm sure you intended to say smoke tobacco or chew tobacco rather than eat it like a food or something like that. But you did say that because I read your thing there. Let's see. Mike the Musical Vegan said, I'd rather eat tobacco than murder sentient beings if I had to choose one. Okay, I am saying eating the plant. Ooh, produce not pills. Ooh, I'll read your super chat too. Oh, you're gonna speech to text too, or text to speech.
Sorry, I didn't do it through Streamlabs first time. Yes, I was just curious of your personal preference. It feels weird to be interested in these things, but that's just me. Almost feels hypocritical, but no, it doesn't make anyone less vegan XO.
Yeah, we're on the same page there, Produce Not Pills. Glad to hear that. Yeah, I think it's our personal preferences. And I think for me and maybe for you too, it comes from a more place of compassion and nonviolence. And if you really value those things, yeah, you wouldn't be into like seeing those violent types of things that you're mentioning. So thanks for clarifying that. Thanks for donating as well, both on YouTube and Streamlabs. Most people can't say they've done that. So thank you. All right, so the quantity. Let's check his question, then we'll move on. I am saying eating the plant tobacco has never been healthy, especially cigs. But I'm saying a lot of people say, hey, that guy lived to be 110 and he smoked 5 packs a day. I'm saying it's unfair to compare cigarettes to curry chicken or tuna sushi. Most people don't eat cigs. No, I'm not comparing. No, you misunderstand. I'm not comparing the how horrible cigarettes are for your health to how horrible eating animals are to your health. I'm just saying just because you can cite someone doing something and living a long life, and that something could be really healthy or unhealthy. I know someone who swam a mile a day and they lived to be 110 years old. That doesn't mean that's why they did or anything like that. I'm just saying, just because you can cite someone that lived a long time doesn't mean that the attribute that you're assuming caused them to live a long time is the thing or the variables that indeed in reality caused them to live a long time. That's what I'm saying. I wasn't comparing smoking 5 packs cigarette a day to eating chicken curry. That's not the comparison I made. And if you got that, maybe I should apologize for not being more clear about that. Bob does bring up that processed meat and cigarettes are both group 1 carcinogens, and red meat is a group 2A carcinogen. But like I said, I'm sure, like from the Blue Zone results, including the Okinawans and the Seventh-day Adventists who eat a small amount of meat, they tend to have pretty darn long lifespans. So there's probably a certain amount where it's not going to really make much of any impact. If you're getting 3% of your calories, your lifespan's probably not going to be significantly impacted as far as the probability of your, how long you will live. Not saying we should stop being vegan. I'm just trying to, accurately represent the science as I understand it as a non-scientist. So anyway, Robert Bird, we may all have to eat tubers in the future. Hey, eat tubers now. That potatoes are tubers. Well, Dana's bananas. Let's see. You're raw only until you heal, then high raw. It only took 2 weeks for you to get rid of 10 years of illness. Awesome. Yeah, and like I said, we've managed to, especially Angie, to she's had eczema since like teenage years, I think, and going vegan, just getting rid of the dairy, solved that pretty quickly for her. So yeah, I'm not saying you have to do any one say, maybe raw, can help with some things and doesn't help with others, but yeah, just going regular vegan was sufficient for Angie to just like pretty much get rid of that. And she's had it for a long, long time. Produce on pills. Do you think any oil could ever be considered a health food? Well, it depends what you're talking about, because I told you I met with a vegan, an ethical vegan, who happens to be a cardiologist, a very evidence-based cardiologist. She loves all the science. She's a nerd. She's published papers presented at cardiology or what's those called, conferences, and she flat out told me, yeah, several oils that she thought were healthy. I can't remember them right now because I'm not a big fan of oils, but I think they included like canola oil, olive oil, avocado oil. She's really against the ones that I just remember the ones that are bad, because I'm not a big oil guy anyway. But yeah, coconut oil. Stay away from coconut oil if you have issues with LDL cholesterol, as I do. That's why I went to her in the first place. So yeah, she said the other oils are fine. In fact, she mentioned like a lot of those plant-based oils I mentioned there will actually lower your LDL cholesterol. They actually lower it, Maybe there's other health issues, but as far as heart health, she said the science said no, they're fine. There's no evidence saying that they're bad. Those oils are bad for you. Hey, Atomic Vegan, thank you so much for the weekly cult dues. Yeah, you guys know, if you're not all aware, especially those of you who are new, this is a cult meeting. Yes, veganism is a cult. You probably have said that to others before. Yeah, vegans, they're a cult, right? Yeah, we're a cult. We're not denying it anymore. We're owning it, and I'm stepping up to be the vegan cult leader, because all cults must have a leader, and I'm just going to do it. I'm a little older now. I got a little more free time, almost retired, so I'm going to be the vegan cult leader. I am the vegan cult leader. So yeah, all hail your cult leader here. So anyway, hey Mike, the musical vegan beast, you got timed out or something by our chat bot? Sorry about that. We have certain phrases and stuff turned on so that so that we don't get harassed here. I'm not sure if you were doing anything intentionally or not, but sorry, I apologize if you had an innocent comment. Hey Sarah, thank you so much. Love's Easy Tears. Man, I should play a song off Love's Easy Tears for you one day. They're kind of weird to play on guitar, They're just not like, it's not kind of, you just don't sit there and play like Orange Apple or Love's Easy Tears or Sight Smell or Farewell or something like that, But thank you so much for the super chat tip, Sarah. Much appreciated. You guys know we're a small channel. If we get like 3,000 views, 4,000 views for videos for us nowadays is awesome. So yeah, we're not like totally killing it on the YouTube ads or anything like that. So thank you for the donations and super chat tips. Much appreciated. It really is. Can't thank you guys enough. Anyway, yes, Ditlo Antonia, I am the official vegan cult leader to all of the millions of vegans worldwide. You're looking at him right now, the leader of millions of vegans in the vegan cult. Let's see, Joseph Logan, there was a study done that plant-based diets outlive other diets. Well, yeah, there's more than one study. In fact, as I was shown in yesterday's video, this is from my video yesterday to that, what's her name, Izzy Justice, I quit being vegan. I wanted to show how, yeah, this is from the National Institute of Health, and this is not just like one study. This is, like a position statement based upon reviewing many studies. Yeah, they said, yeah, plant-based diets can lower all-cause mortality, including the risk of heart disease, which is the #1 killer of people in developed countries. So it's funny when people like to say, no, eating meat makes you live longer. Well, you can say that. Your lips can move. Eating meat makes you live longer. But the evidence-based information, peer-reviewed science, says something something quite different. Plant-based diets lower all-cause mortality. The flip side is that non-plant-based diets, meat-based diets, increase all-cause mortality and increase the risk of heart disease. Hey, Kimberly BF, hello, and hello, Skycross. Let's see, did it just do speech to text for you there, Sarah, on Love's Easy Tears? I didn't hear that. Bob Hill, are vampires vegan? Well, let's look at the definition of vegan, Bob, and let's figure out once and for all if vampires are vegan. Wrong place. Let me pull up a new window here. All right, definition of veganism: a philosophy and way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practicable all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, or any other purpose. This is about animals, Bob. So as far as we can tell from the definition of veganism, not a problem because they're exploiting humans, not animals. So now you know. All right, so hey, Uncle Ding. Tell them, Ryan. Yeah, if you're a vampire, if any of you guys out there happen to be a vampire and you're feeling kind of guilty that I'm not really being vegan, well, you are. You're totally being vegan because it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation, not human cruelty and exploitation. So keep being a vampire if you're a vampire. You know, just don't suck your blood from animals and you'll be vegan still. So you learned something new, guys. If you ever wondered, can you be a vegan vampire? 100%, totally. I don't see any inconsistency in being a vegan vampire. Fulmar music? I'm a knobhead? What the hell is that? First, you're talking to someone else. If you say so. Hey, do you have a question for me? I see you kind of saying weird stuff to people. So let me know if you have a question for me and I'll answer it. If not, we can move on. Kwani says vampires are vegan if they can get people or animals to consent. Well, no, it has nothing to do with people or animals. It has everything. Veganism is about animals. So what vampires do to humans, whether they got consent from the human or not, it's still vegan because veganism is about, let's repeat, animal cruelty and exploitation, not human cruelty and exploitation. So vampires technically can exploit humans all day and still be vegan. Just going by the definition here. You know, if someone wants to argue differently, they can have at it. But that's the way I read the definition. I see no mention about humans in there. Are vampires animals? No, I don't think vampires are animals. Well, I mean, they're no more like humans are animals, right? But again, we're talking about, I see you're saying, are humans considered animals? Well, in context here, what the vegan society is referring to are non-human animals. They're specifically referring to like livestock and stuff like that, not humans, you know? So that's what they're referring to. And Uncle, yeah, animals don't give consent to cruelty either. And that's what veganism is about. Animals don't say, hey, I give you consent to slit my throat after you've just exploited me for the past X amount of months or years. I give you consent to slit my throat and sell me as a hamburger so some person who doesn't give a crap about me, never thought about what kind of harm and suffering that person's causing on me, so they can have me for lunch or dinner. No, that animals don't give consent for that. So anyway, where's Buffy the Vampire Slayer when you need to? Carl asks, Ryan, don't you think humans are animals too? Yeah, humans are animals. I agree 100%. But I'm going in context, when the vegan society's definition, is referring to animal cruelty and exploitation, they're specifically talking about, I scroll down further, you'll see the first definition is the man not exploiting animals. So they're making they've always made a distinction between man and animals because humans are are exploiters. They're exploiting animals, livestock. So they're not talking about a human exploiting another human, which is wrong and bad. I'm not justifying that. There could be something like slavery and stuff like that. They're not talking about human slavery stuff like that. They're talking about animal slavery, animal cruelty and exploitation. So I'm pretty sure that vegan society's intention when they use the word animal is not referring to humans per se, even though humans are technically animals. Hope you understand that distinction. So anyway, yeah, Allison. Yeah, veganism is about non-human animals. Exactly. And I think, why can we say that? Because that seems to be the intention of what the definition is. Anyway, Sean thinks, I think the definition / ethics applies to humans as well. And it does. I don't believe human cruelty and exploitation are okay in my book whatsoever. And I'm very against human cruelty and exploitation. But those are other issues like human trafficking, human slavery, spousal abuse, stuff like that, which are all horrible things. But veganism is one instance of these horrible things, and it's animals being exploited by humans, typically for profit, so humans can make money and other humans can eat the animals. Yeah, but these other forms of exploitation of humans exploiting other humans are wrong, morally wrong. But that's not what veganism is. Veganism is distinct from those because it's clearly referring to humans exploiting animals. Let's see. What's wrong tonight, Foo? Let us know what's going on. Is that a song? Let's see. Yeah, Sean, it's helpful to make the connection to non-vegans, but I don't want people to confuse veganism with all those other things like spousal abuse, child abuse, slavery, all that. I don't want those. Like I said, those wrong, those immoral, horrible actions are not what veganism is. But yeah, we should be against all that stuff. Carl, yeah, direct action founder being found guilty. I talked about that last week because that's when the ruling just came out. It sounds like he got a crap trial from what I could tell, that the judge and prosecutor, maybe the judge should have recused himself from this. They seem to have more of a relationship than what ought to have been the case. Didn't permit what seemed to be really relevant evidence to be presented in court to explain the context of what was going on. Being in prison for basically misdemeanors, it just seems like a unfair trial, and hopefully it'll be overturned upon appeal. So anyway, let's see. What's going on here? Jesse says, I don't think eating humans is common enough to justify advocacy. Yeah, hopefully it's true, and hopefully that won't change anytime soon. Milo thinks that vampires are not vegans. Let me hear your reasoning for that, Milo, because like I said, veganism is the vegan society makes a distinction. When they say animals, they're talking about non-human animals, and that's what veganism is, not exploiting non-human animals. So I'm just kind of curious how you think if you're blood sucking a human, which is wrong. I'm not saying that's good and you should go out and do that or something like that. No, far from it. Totally not. But I don't think that's veganism. That's just like murder. Or if you're killing someone, like sucking their blood out, letting them die and stuff like that. That's just plain old murder. Like human murdering another human, a human murdering another human. Kimberly, when is Angie going to join for a fun Friday? She's going to join a Happy Fam only, member only live stream, but not on Friday nights, because Fridays, anyone and everyone, it's open. Anyone could hop on and just throw a bunch of hate out, and Angie doesn't want any part of that. So, she likes to have a more walled garden to her social media experience, and can't say I blame her. Hey, we're in our mid-50s. We're the ages of your parents and grandparents. Can you imagine being on social media and going on having people say all these hateful things about your appearances, about your personality, or just making lies up about you, So she doesn't want to put herself out here on Fridays, but I'm cool with it, more or less. So anyway, the Kwane, come next Friday. Yeah, I just don't want any one person or line of reasoning or questioning to monopolize our live stream. So come back, just ask one question if you're trying to debunk veganism or ask about weaknesses in veganism. Come back next week. You have a whole week to think of something else. So thanks for understanding and respecting my policy or my desire there. Thank you so much. Hey, Kimberly, you're 52. You get it, right? You get it. At our age, it's not healthy. I mean, it's not healthy at any age. I've read how, the algorithms of TikTok and Instagram just really mess with younger people's psyches. It causes all sorts of problems, disorders, suicide, depression amongst, younger people, like in their teens and 20s. And for us older people too, yeah, on YouTube and Facebook, getting a similar kind of hate on a regular basis isn't good for our mental health. And I don't want to trivialize mental health. Mental health is one of the most important things in our lives. Seriously, if you don't, if you're receiving a bunch of hate or being exposed to a bunch of hate and negativity and just horrible people all the time, that's not good, because that's not how we grew up before the internet. I wasn't exposed to a bunch of hate every day by random trolls and stuff like that, but the internet has allowed these floodgates to open. So we all have to find our own ways to deal with it, to manage all that, and to cultivate a way of being online. If you're someone like us, that we're public figures, and I say that very modestly. We're not famous, like, we're not like Brad Pitt or I don't know, whoever, PewDiePie, whatever. Does he still make YouTube videos? But my point is that people know who I am. I'm a target. People don't like me because I speak out against animal cruelty and exploitation, and people hate me because of that. And even some vegans hate me too, apparently, for whatever twisted, demented, non-reality based reasons they might have. But anyway, yeah, I just don't like being an open punching bag for any and all who want to come and take a shot. And definitely Angie doesn't want to have anything like that. That's not normal for a 55, 56-year-old man or woman to have that be part of their daily life experience. Oh, thanks, Kevin. See, we like that. We like that kind of stuff rather than someone just saying a bunch of nonsense hate about us. Yeah, Gen X, baby. You got it, Sarah. Us Gen Xers, we grew up in an era before the internet. Computers were just becoming kind of like a thing a person might own. When I was in like high school and college, I was writing all my papers on them finally. Never had to own a typewriter. But things are different now. Ever since modems and social media and the internet and everything, it changed what computers and digital technology are capable of delivering to your eyeballs, and they deliver a bunch of hate often. Yes, Jesse and Peter, vegans do age. Anyone who says like, veganism debunked, Ryan, I saw your early videos back in 2013, and now here we are in 2023, and you look like you've aged since 2013. Veganism debunked. I don't know what to say to that kind of reason. Like, unless you die, you will continue aging throughout every moment of your life. That's how it works. Yeah, I did age 10 years in the past 10 years. It happens to the best of us, right? Hey, Fulmar Music, thank you. Pounds, that's pounds, right? British pounds, Fulmar Music. Is that where you're from? I wasn't aware that you were in England or Great Britain, but thank you. Thank you so much, Fulmar Music. Uncle, you only had a Walkman when you were young. Was that like your big, like, high-tech item there when you were young? Like, whoa, a Walkman. I can, like, walk around and listen to music at the same time with this cassette Walkman or CD Walkman, which came later. Allison, you just turned 25. Time is not real. Yes, Allison, that's what I've kind of figured out too. Time isn't real. I mean, it's real, but it's not. Hey, Nothingness, thank you for your super chat tip there. Much appreciated. Ryan, you have to tell us where can we find vegan people to date. I have no time or energy to convert others. How old are you again, Nothingness? I don't remember, but I have to be honest with you. I grew up in a time before dating apps. If you wanted to meet someone, you had to go out in the world or something like that. There were no Tinder, swiping left. It was before Match.com even or stuff like that. Internet, non-web, non-phone based, dating apps. So I'm saying I have no idea to tell. I'm the last person to ask. I've been married. I've been dating Angie since late 1998. Got married in 2005. So, I've not been involved in how modern dating works now. Just thinking about it, if I were some hypothetical weird thought experiment, I were all of a sudden thrust back into the dating world or something like that, I would be lost. I'd be like a fish out of water. It just would, I don't know how it works. But thanks for the super chat tip there. I'm sorry I didn't have a better answer for you there. I'm just being honest. I have no idea. But one thing you can do, I can't give you my personal experience, but try to find other vegans if you want to date vegans. That sounds like that was your question right there, Nothingness. So I would suggest finding more people who are vegan to be around. Vegan Facebook groups or whatever for your local area. Maybe they do weekly or monthly food meetups, vegan festivals. Just try to, vegan pop-ups. Sometimes like a food truck or two will pop up at an event. Just try to get on the Instagram, follow the Instagram feed of people who promote these events. But yeah, we have all that stuff going on here. I'm not sure what it's like in your particular area. I'm just telling you what I would do here in Southern California because I have all those things I just mentioned to you. I've seen them. I've been to them. I know those resources exist, and that's a great place. I've met so many vegans at places like that, and there's cute people at these too. But I'm not looking at them because I'm happily married to my very beautiful and intelligent wife. Bob Hill thinks vegans go to raves. That would be amazing. When I was going to raves in the 90s, I never remember meeting any vegans there, but I wasn't looking for them. But I don't think raves are really all that vegan, really. I mean, I'm not sure why vegans would be attracted to raves. But yeah, you'll probably, in this day and age, if raves still exist and people still go to them, I'm sure you'll have maybe 3-ish, 5%. It's a younger demographic. Maybe a little bit more than that might be vegan or plant-based. Fu Man Poo, your kids mentioned dating means avoiding freaks, stalkers, and psychos. That's what dating means now in this modern age, avoiding that. So Sarah says, I believe in love, but dating is garbage. Can't do it. We were so excited. I was so excited when you had the that date with the guy from the gym. Bill, don't duck out the Lakers game. It's not time yet. It doesn't, the game, I mean, the television show, whatever you want to call it, starts at 7. Tip-off probably isn't until maybe 8, 9, 10 minutes after the hour. So, Bill, you can stick around a few more minutes. I'm not letting you out yet, Bill. The game has not even, the TV show hasn't even started yet. It technically starts at 7, but tip-off, if it's a national game, might start at 7:10. And a non-national televised game would probably be about 7:07, 7:08. Jesse, you have a date with vegan chocolate, red wine, me, and pajamas tonight. Never been happier. Yeah, just chill out here, huh? Let's see. What? Duran? What do I see about Duran here? AJ, telling Kimberly, I never really paid attention to the guys in Duran. Well, I want to see her comment there. That sounds amazing. Now, Angie used to have a fanzine. Duranies Unite. She made she would mail you a Xerox Duran fanzine. So anyway, if you say so, what was my moment this week? What do you mean by my moment? Like the best thing that happened to me? I don't know. The guy from the gym, it was just coffee. Yeah, that's what we thought would be a good first date, just coffee. But it sounds like he wasn't your type. I thought you said he gave you some crap about veganism, right? And yeah, people shouldn't do that on a first date. I know they probably think they're just joking and being funny. Like, no, we've heard so much crap about veganism. Don't make a dumb joke about veganism. Yeah, Depeche Mode. Yeah, they've. I thought they started their tour. Yeah, I know they made a new album. Martin Gore and David Gahan. And I heard they're going on tour. I don't go to these things. These things are way too expensive for me. Plus, you guys know I don't like being in large, crowded things, concerts. So I'm probably not going to go. And, I love Depeche Mode, though. And I'd rather just stay home and listen to, like, Black Celebration or Some Great Reward or one of their classic albums, which I haven't done in decades. So I'd probably just do that. The singer for Depeche Mode is not 87. He's like maybe 5, no more than 10 years older than me. Someone could look up the age of David Gahan. He's definitely not 87. I don't even think he's 67. He's probably I guess he's probably about 60 or something like that. 62 tops. Let's see. Kwane, do I think vegans should date meat eaters and vegetarians rather than finding a vegan partner they can't say, hey, everyone has to do what works for them. I can't tell anyone what to do. I'm biased because I'm married to a vegan. But I wasn't vegan when Angie met me. She was vegetarian and I wasn't. So if she had a completely closed mind and said, I only date people who are meatless, I wouldn't be here right now, married to Angie. So I'm not going to say anything. Just love is love. We'll see where it goes. But I think to make it work in the long run, and here we are now, 25 plus years later, we've made it work because we're the same. We don't eat meat. We find it disgusting. And we have similar values and interests. Neither of us like to play first-person shooters. She plays like, Hello Kitty's Island Adventure. That's been her favorite game for the past few months. We don't like slash 'em up horror movies. We kind of like the same sort of stuff. They say opposites attract, but I've read science about this, studies that show that opposites may attract, but tend to not last forever or as long as people who are more similar. Because after a while, those opposite things which were more exciting at first, become more apparent and annoying over time. So for longevity, talks to me about longevity, that word's come up a lot of time. For relationship longevity, science, as far as I remember, reading it correctly, shows that similarities are more positive for that. Anyway, and some of us, like Sean, says I couldn't be attracted to a non-vegan at this point. I feel you, because you guys know I like I'm into K-pop, and there's some really beautiful K-pop singers, females, ladies, and they're gorgeous, and I have little crushes on them. Angie knows, it's all cool, but if somehow in the world I were ever to meet them and go on a date, it wouldn't work out. I couldn't sit there, because I see them do their behind the scenes, videos, like where they go out to restaurants, they just eat a bunch of meat or cook up a bunch of meat, and they don't think twice about it. That wouldn't work at all. So yeah, it shows you there, that opposite thing, it kind of attracts, but it's not going to last. What's that, Uncle? Have I taken the, quote, bird test regarding relationships? No. What is the bird test? I don't think I'm familiar with that. Daniel Gallagher. Oh, you thought it meant like male and female are opposites? No, I think they mean even more than that. Like, it's like, say you're like someone who's been sheltered from life. You lived like with conservative parents or something like that, in a conservative environment, and you meet someone who's different. They're a bad boy or a bad girl, whatever, and they're wild and crazy, and you might be attracted. Like, wow, I've never met someone like that. How cool, It's like it's that kind of thing, that kind of dynamic. I think when they mean opposites attract. So Kimberly says, your husband is primarily plant-based, however not fully vegan. He'll eat eggs and some dairy, but when I met him, he ate tons of meat. So you're good, slow and steady. Awesome. That's how it worked for me, Kimberly. Yeah, when Angie made me, I didn't eat tons of meat. I ate a little bit. And as soon as I started dating and living with her, I ate less and less meat. Allison, you don't find non-vegans attractive? I have to admit, there's some very beautiful K-pop singers that I think are some of those beautiful women I've ever seen before. But I find them physically attractive in their personalities as well. But when I see them like munching down the meat or cooking the meat, it's like a huge turnoff. So I have to reconcile. Yeah, they're physically attractive and their personalities are great too. But when I see them eating the meat, it's like it's like a huge turnoff in that regard. But anyway. That's a good point, AJ. A guy could be not inherently good looking, but if he said he was vegan, you would find him all that much more attractive. Totally get it. Yeah. Yeah, if I ever find like a K-pop artist, a female one, lady, girl, whatever, I don't know what the right way to describe it is, the pronoun. But anyway, if I found one who's vegan, I'd probably go nuts. I'd probably put posters of her in here or something like that. Ooh, sorry, little burp there. So Kimberly, your husband says he always says he feels so much better. Yeah, awesome. What was that music that Angie got in the mail recently? Probably the new Jungkook album, Jungkook from BTS. I don't know if you guys follow like what's happening in top 40 American music. Yeah, he released a solo album. It's doing really well. It's like number 1 or 2. Him and Taylor Swift are battling out for number 1 right now. But anyway, yeah, it's probably what you're referring to there, Uncle. Jungkook of BTS, his first solo album. And I thought it was gonna suck. I almost told her once I heard the 2 singles they released like a few weeks ago. Ooh, I don't like those misogynist American rappers he got on his song saying all these horrible things. I was going, does Jungkook really understand what these guys are saying? They're like misogynistic people. This is just some bigotry. We were thinking about just having it refunded, not getting it. But she didn't. She ended up letting it get sent, and there's some really good songs on it, actually. The non-singles, there's some really cool like house songs on there. His vocals are amazing, some really moody tunes. But that's usually true of almost any band. Usually the singles, at least for me, are not my kind. Usually my least favorite songs for any artist release. There's exceptions, of course, but generally speaking, yeah, it's the B-sides. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, same week the Beatles put out a new song too. Yeah, I finally got to see that on I think they had it on YouTube, but we have like the $1.99 Disney Plus special, so we saw it on there. We saw the behind the scenes, how they made it. And I was wondering how that tied into the 1990s Free as a Bird and Real Love that they made decades after John Lennon passed, and now George is gone too. So apparently they recorded some stuff back then for this new song, but they couldn't fully do it because John Lennon's voice and piano were on the same track of music. They couldn't be separated in the 1990s. Now, with newer digital technologies, often involving machine learning, you can separate them out. So they're able to strip out the piano from the vocal. And if you guys don't make music, I don't know if you know how important that is. That's huge. That way you can process just the vocal, like make it louder, put reverb on it or whatever, without doing it to the piano as well, making the piano all big and whatever. So anyway, yeah, that was exciting to watch as a music maker. Green Planet is $285 a good month for a grocery budget for one person. Yeah, it could totally be done. It sounds a little tight, but yeah, it depends what you're eating and what your overall like monthly income is. But yeah, that sounds like you might be able to pull that off. It's, like I said, it might be challenging, but I think it could be done depending, assuming you don't buy a lot of like expensive processed foods. What's that, Milo? You said, I don't trust that meat eaters wouldn't eat meat. You're made out of meat? Wait, I'm not sure if I follow. You're afraid they might eat you? I'm not sure what you're saying there, Milo. The Quante wants to know, do I believe in love? And if I happen to meet a vegan girl I love on accident, I would. That's cool. I'm glad you're not turned off. Yeah. I mean, why would you be turned off by a vegan girl? Like, why would that prevent you from going out on a date and falling in love with someone that you find so just you're drawn to physically, emotionally, spiritually, intellectually? Like, why would what the person eats, if their diet's different from yours, why would that prevent the love from blossoming and happening, right? So that's why I see it there. Why would you be bummed? If she loved you, you're lucky, because a lot of vegan girls and guys might not have said they wouldn't go out with someone who doesn't have that same belief. So if you should consider yourself lucky if that happened to you. Tina, what was the toughest animal product I had to give up on my vegan journey? It's funny, a lot of things I gave up I can eat now, like vegan, I'm sorry. Angie knows I had a thing for Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia, my favorite ice cream, and a close second to that was Fish Food by Ben and Jerry's. Those things have been turned into vegan products. Dairy-free Ben and Jerry's they're vegan products. Are they healthy for you? Hell no. They have tons of saturated fat. That's why I don't eat them all that frequently. But yeah, not that long ago, we were saying, hey, let's just go get some. I had to go to the market to get something. And she said, I said, I'll pick up any emergency supplies we might need. She said, ice cream. I laughed. Emergency supply. Right. But anyway, I indulged her. We got a pint of Ben and Jerry's Fish Food. I can't remember the last time we had done that, guys. Last time I probably got some Ben and Jerry's Cherry Garcia Fish Food or any flavors. Maybe over a year ago, maybe 2 years ago. I don't know. I don't think it's happened this calendar year. So anyway, yeah, I'm saying a lot of things now I can eat. Yeah, I used to like jerky before I was vegan. Now there's tons of vegan jerky, but I'm having a problem, guys. I told you I can't find any vegan jerky at Whole Foods or Sprouts. And I asked you guys around the country, is it is there a shortage? You guys are telling me on the East Coast and other places you guys are finding it all right. But yeah, jerky. Hey, Johnny Bravo. Good to see you. Good evening to you, Johnny. Hello, everyone. Just checking out on people. Yeah, a lot of the regs are here tonight. Sarah says there are no animal products she misses. She used to love salami, though, but gave it up in 1990. Yeah, I haven't seen a vegan salami yet, Sarah. Huh. That's a product maybe that should happen. I'm not sure. Would people eat it? Vegans might be grossed out about the concept of salami, even if it's vegan. And meat eaters, just out of principle, probably wouldn't want to eat it because you know how they are. Typically, a lot of people are, oh, it's not real meat. You know what I'm saying? I'm not making fun of every meat eater, but, you know, there's a certain sentiment out there. So, yeah, but yeah, anything I miss now, it's out there. Like eggs. I used to eat eggs almost every morning. That's one way I was vegetarian. I wasn't eating a bunch of meat, but I did eat eggs very, very regularly. And just egg is out there. It was funny. It was sold out or not on the store shelves for a couple months, but it's back. Got some. And we just had our first scramble, I think yesterday. It was really recently. Angie's let me know that 7-Eleven has Beyond Meat jerky. Well, there are several 7-Elevens in my neighborhood, so I'll keep that in mind. Thanks for letting me know that, AJ. I will go check it out because I miss it. I haven't had any vegan jerky in like maybe 2-3 months. I'm wanting some. I'm like, yeah, give me some vegan beef jerky. So thanks, AJ. Let's see, Robert, the only thing I still have on occasion are vegan hot chips and gravy. What's a hot chip? Like biscuits and gravy or something? Or, Uncle, is this what you like from Ben & Jerry's? The Netflix and chilled? I don't remember that flavor. I guess that's a newer one, obviously Netflix. Yeah, Cherry Garcia goes back to like when Jerry Garcia was still alive, which was, passed away in the 80s. Jerry Garcia, Grateful Dead guy from the band Grateful Dead, if you don't know who I'm talking about. Anyway, Hot Chip is a great band? Wait, what are you guys talking about? Is that a flavor of something? The beef bologna from Trader Joe's is amazing. What, the beef bologna? Like vegan beef? What are you talking about there? Jerry died in the 90s. You're right. Yeah, the first time I saw the Grateful Dead was 1989. Yeah, brain fart right there. Thank you, Sarah. The first time I saw them was December of 1989 at the Forum. It was the last night of like a 2 or 3 night run they did at the LA Forum. So that was the first time I saw him. Yes, he passed away in the 90s. I remember it very well. I was living in Los Angeles in the Miracle Mile. It was before the internet really got big. I remember I went out one day and I saw a lot of people, more than normal, wearing a bunch of tie-dyes. And where I lived out there, like mid-Wilshire, Miracle Mile, it's not like a hippie area. It's a very boring business kind of area. And I remember a bunch of tie-dyes. And I later saw, Jerry Garcia just passed away. So yeah, 95. Yeah, I was living there from 1992 to about 98 or so. But anyway, yeah, I remember kind of the middle of my time there. Thanks, Fu Man. You saw Jerry live 3 times. I saw him a few more than that. I've seen him a few times with the Grateful Dead and the Jerry Garcia Band. Yeah, he is a great musician. Hardcore, great musician. Anyway. Okay, Dillo, here's what you said you're getting from Trader Joe's. The Korean beefless bulgogi. Huh. I should have Angie grab that for us because, yeah, she's all into Korean food. I like Korean food too. I like Asian vegan stuff as much as anyone because I'm an Asian vegan. Fu, you saw a mega obese Jerry at the country club in Reseda just days before his diabetic coma. Wow. I saw him not that long before that. I believe it was a Jerry Garcia band show at the Irvine Meadows Amphitheater in Southern California. And I thought he passed like later on that year or the next year. It was not that long before. Yeah, Kimberly, yeah, not really any trolls tonight. Yeah, Sarah, yeah, Jerry died in Marin County, right? If I remember correctly. Yeah, we are on a roll. With Grisman, yeah, speak of friend of the devil. Wait, Grisman, that's the mandolin player, right? That's not his lyrics. That's his mandolin collaborator, right? Uncle says, you live near the Miracle Mile? I drove down there every day from 1992 to 2016. Yeah, I was living there 92, or was it 91? I can't, no, 92 to 98, roughly. Yeah, no, that's it. Yeah, that time period. Did you work down there? Wow, that's a little drive from where you're at. I mean, you probably have to, I feel like the Californian skit on SNL. I mean, you'd have to go through some gnarly ass traffic on the 405, right? It's just like a parking lot on there at rush hour. Hopefully you weren't going at rush hour. Yes, he's the mandolin player. Yes. Yeah, I remember on that documentary about them working together. It was Jerry Light going to his studio to just get away from all the craziness of being in the Grateful Dead and Jerry Garcia the Grateful Dead. Just going and just jamming some chill songs with his old buddy. Cheap Lazy Vegan. Yeah, cheap Lazy Vegan. She's nice. Yeah, cool fellow Asian vegan, right? Yeah, Grateful Dog. Thank you, Sarah. It's been a long time since I saw that documentary. God, a long time. I don't even want to take a guess. I probably saw it when it came out. Cedar Sinai. Okay, not exactly Miracle Mile, but yeah, West Hollywood, right? Robertson, is that the street? La Cienega? Is there Miracle Mile in Marin too? Really? What city has Miracle Mile? Just kind of curious, Sarah. I wonder if I'll ever see it or live in the Miracle Mile in Marin. Hopefully it's in a neighborhood that's affordable. Yeah, Jerry Garcia was not vegan, Milo. Yeah, I wish, if he could have somehow discovered veganism and adopted it into his lifestyle, there's a decent chance he'd still be with us making music right now. Okay, Miracle Mile links San Rafael and San Anselmo. Those are two towns I like a lot, so who knows? Kimberly, you're half Asian too? Awesome. I'm actually more than half Asian. I'm actually 3/4 Asian. Phil Anselmo. Is San Anselmo where Phil Lesch's nightclub is at? I know it's somewhere in Marin County. Yeah, and Cheap Lazy Vegan talking about, yeah, she is a fellow Canadian for you, Allison. Yeah, not Canadian for me, but yeah, she's Korean. Vegan Asians unite. I was kind of mad a few years ago, and I saw I forgot some online site or zine or whatever ranking like the best Asian vegans, and I remember Cheap Lazy Vegan was one of the ones featured. I go, what about me? How come you guys didn't pick me? I mean, we have a pretty sizable following, and they had a lot of influencers or whatever you want to call it, Asian vegan activists who are way less popular than us too, and like her, I think she's probably maybe more popular. I don't know. Anyway, they totally dissed me. Like, how come you guys? Am I not Asian enough? I know I'm only 3/4 Asian, but come on. I mean, Ryan Lum, Lum. How come I didn't get the respect of being a vegan Asian activist? Anyway, just you would pick us thinking. I just wonder, maybe they don't think I'm Asian. I don't know. I'm not sure. I mean, I'm not. Here's the thing, guys. I forgive me if I mentioned this before in past live streams, but I've always had this thing I've grown up with. It's like people don't have a consistent perception of my ethnicity. And I've noticed this. I could meet like 10 people and get maybe 5 or 6 different responses. Like, oh, dude, I thought you were all white. Oh, dude, I thought you were all Asian. Oh, bro, I thought you were half Asian. I thought you were Hawaiian. I get all sorts of stuff, so I never know how people perceive me. So I guess I don't read as obviously Asian, So anyway, I think that's it. All right, enough complaining about that. Yeah, Native Americans sometimes, it goes all over the place. So it's kind of weird because of that happened to me throughout my life. I don't really think of ethnicity or race as part of my identity, really. And that sounds really weird because I'm really into my heritage, my culture. But what I'm saying is I'm just not tied to that. I just don't think about, oh, I'm Asian, because I don't know how people see me. I just feel like I'm a dude. I'm just a guy. I'm a person. I know a lot of people are very kind of culture and race conscious. It's really close to their identity. I guess maybe it's because I'm Buddhist. I've kind of like I don't cling to things, and that's one thing I've kind of let go and let out there. So I'm just kind of just a human dude. I'm Californian, Bob. Yeah, you got that right. I'm Californian. We are all earthlings. Asian vegans assemble, huh? Like I'm talking to a person who's also human. But I just tell you how I kind of see things. I noticed that. The reason I bring that up too is because when I moved to San Francisco for a couple years in the early 90s, before I lived in Miracle Mile, Los Angeles, I noticed race was very on people's people were very race conscious there. Like when I was in places in the Bay Area, people say, "You're Asian, right? You're Asian." Like, yeah, like, oh yeah, they kind of stop me. Yes, you're right, I am Asian. I wasn't thinking about that, but yeah, it seemed like there was people more race conscious. Like here, hardly ever does that ever come up, or something like that. Just people in Southern California are just kind of, yeah, whatever. We're all here and it's all good. It's all chill. We don't really worry about that too much. But anyway, Fu Man Poo says, I'm Hispanic, not Asian, but I roll foo. Diablo so. Humans suck? Why do humans suck? Oh, you said, I don't even want to call me human. I want to call myself an animal because humans suck. Okay, I didn't see what you said before that. Channel 23. I haven't seen you all night. Let's see. Your daughter is half Asian and was always asked if she was Native American or Hispanic. Yeah, I think my mom looks more like Hispanic than I do. I think that's kind of common with half Asian. And you also said race consciousness. Yeah, I guess that's what I was trying to, I couldn't articulate that concept there. Race consciousness usually leads to the worst of tribal mentality. Maybe so. I don't really have race consciousness. Yeah, I acknowledge I'm Chinese, but like I said, I don't really hold that as part of my identity, even though it is, something essential about me. It couldn't be a Ryan Lum without me being Chinese, but it's not something I walk around thinking all the time. I'm Chinese or half or 3/4 Chinese. I just kind of let it all go. And sometimes I snap in, oh yeah, I'm Chinese. I forgot. I'm just a Californian dude. Sarah, you identify with Animal, the Muppet drummer. Shoot, I don't remember Animal, the Muppet drummer. Okay, Uncle. I didn't know they had a building there. Cedars-Sinai. You're at the 6500 Wilshire building, Wilshire near Fairfax. Yeah, I lived pretty close to that. Wow. Is it still? Was it? Okay, it was there. I don't remember that. Cedars-Sinai on Wilshire, because I know that stretch of Wilshire really well. I used to drive that all the time between La Brea and Fairfax. I don't remember Cedars-Sinai there, because that's where like LA County Museum is, right? Like, where is there room for a hospital? Was it like a tiny, like a smaller satellite office or facility, Uncle? Because there's the Peterson Automotive Museum. There's a bunch of like department stores and big old office buildings. Where's a hospital in that? Be Unique Marion. I like that little tiger Mr. Rogers used to talk to. Yeah, Mr. Rogers, one of my idols from the 70s. Carl Sagan as far as science, and Mr. Rogers as far as friendly, positive mental health person. Mr. Rogers is it for me. Ah, Foo. You like some of the great drummers of all time. Yeah, those are all some of the best there. Oh, Be Unique. Mr. Rogers, one of your idols too. He's such a great man. Such just a sweet, kind, intelligent, compassionate, thoughtful, considerate human being. I've said this many times and I'll say it again. If more people on this planet were like Mr. Rogers, rather than like what's kind of become normal now on social media, the world would be a better place. There wouldn't be all these narcissists and sociopaths and haters and bigots. It'd be a place where you can go online and it's nurturing and kind and chill and accepting, as opposed to like what it's turned into now. I wish more people were like Mr. Rogers. I would have more hope for our human race, because right now I'm at a low point in having optimism as far as people being able to be cool to each other. Yeah, he was also a pastor and a trained jazz musician. What a great dude. And I like how Mr. Rogers didn't use his religious background, because he's a pastor, as any kind of oh, I'm better than you, or you need to do religion my way or accept my thing or something like that. He's just totally chill like I am with my Buddhism. Yeah, and he was vegetarian too. Yes, I forgot about that, AJ. That blew my mind when I learned he was vegetarian. This guy's the coolest dude. Yeah, I don't think he knew what veganism was. It's hard to tell you, hardly anyone knew what veganism was what it was in the 60s and 70s. I mean, some did, of course, but I didn't hear about the term until the late 1990s. I lived in California too. So that's what so it shows you. How would Mr. Rogers know about veganism in the 70s? Hey, V, you're back. Where'd you go again? You went swimming, was it? I forgot. Was that what you were doing? Quanta, why do some vegans, don't ask me, I can't represent all vegans, but why do some vegans say they love animals? I know some vegans that say they hate animals, but still they respect the animals enough to not abuse them, while saying they hate humans. Hey, don't talk to me about hating humans. There's a certain YouTuber who I have banned from social media because he lies about me. He is known for saying he hates humans. So don't have me defend that that sociopath. Go ask him why he hates humans. I don't hate humans. However, I'm an introvert. I'm an INFP, so I don't like to be around a lot of humans. But going back to what I said a few minutes ago, I just see so much hate happening now online and in the world. So much bigotry, so much divisiveness, that it's making my optimism for the future of humanity to be able to get along and work together and sort our problems out. I'm having less optimism about that. You want to interpret that as I hate humans, you could, but I don't. I'm just not as optimistic as I was in the past. Fu Man Poo says, now is the perfect time to go nighty-night on the topic of Mr. Rogers. A kind and wonderful man. Good night, my vegan friends. Be safe. Thank you, Fu. Yes, I agree with you 100%. Mr. Rogers was a kind and wonderful man. And if more people were like that, kind and wonderful and compassionate and accepting, we'd have a hell of a lot better situation in our world right now. Vegans aren't claiming him. We're just pointing out that he was vegetarian. And I'm acknowledging I think he's a nice, good person. I mean, there's many nice, good people who weren't vegan or vegetarian. Mr. Rogers is one. Talking about another idol of mine from the past, from that era, Carl Sagan, the famous cosmologist / astronomer. So yeah, I don't think anyone's trying to claim Mr. Rogers. We're saying, hey, he's a cool dude, just like Carl Sagan was a cool dude. And he rocked the sweaters. Yeah, exactly. But yeah, I've never tried to claim Mr. Rogers, but we just wanted to point out. In fact, this came late in the discussion when AJ, I think, was pointing out, yeah, he's vegetarian. And yeah, I forgot about that. See, I didn't even keep that in my list of great attributes about Mr. Rogers. It should have been higher, but it's down there. I was thinking all the other stuff. Ooh, Kimberly, let's not even mention those initials there. It was your weekly slim. Your weekly swim. Awesome. That's cool. You get to swim. What kind of place do you swim at? I'm curious. V, is like some kind of gym, YMCA type of place, outdoor pool, indoor pool, a lake or something. Just kind of curious. Let's see. Be unique. Marianne, you love his songs too. Oh, I love Mr. Rogers' songs. Yeah, I mean, hardly like a week or two goes by in this house where I'm not humming some kind of Mr. Rogers song. Let's see. What's that, Velam? Anyone see Peter Singer's zoophilia post on Twitter? Unfortunate that he's seen as the father of veganism for so many. Wait, what's he up to now? I thought he was saying something that seemed kind of controversial. What was it? Refresh me. I remember reading something in the media about him in the past several months. Yeah, Bob Barker too. He was vegetarian too, right, Peter? Is that correct? AJ says, I believe Mr. Rogers would have been vegan if he knew about the cruelty of dairy and egg industries. Yeah, like how could your compassion end at a certain point, right? If you have compassion for all sentient beings, as Mr. Rogers did, that's why I see him as a bodhisattva of sorts. Look that up if you're not sure what I'm talking about. It's part of Buddhism. If you have compassion for all sentient beings, as Mr. Rogers seemed to have, if he was more properly informed, he probably would have been vegan as well. But like I said, being vegetarian in the 1960s and 70s was way out there. It's like way harder than it is now to be vegan. Being vegetarian back then was rare. Less support, way less information, way less like foods and stuff. I remember Angie saying in the 80s she went to go to this hippie health food store to get this box of powder to make a burger out of. How gross, right? But anyway, my point is, yeah, that was a lot back then to be a vegetarian, in that time period. Oh yeah, Sesame Street had fabulous music too, yeah. So V goes swimming where? At a public pool ran by the government. We have one in most districts. The one I go to is an indoor pool. It's supposed to be heated during the winter, but it's still summer temp here. Nice. Let's see, Channel 23. I did buy the vegan cookbook from the farm that was written by some hippies. It was full of tofu recipes. Wow, that sounds cool. I mean, I'm having a refound love of tofu. I mean, I've been on this new kick for a couple years now because I didn't eat tofu for the longest time. Oh, Allison. Okay, we're talking about Peter Singer because he's a utilitarian. And I don't want to go off in any philosophical terminology or anything like that, but I'll point out that often utilitarians and utilitarian vegans end up having some bizarre logical consequences that follow if you take their positions seriously. If you explore the logical consequences that would follow from what they're saying, they usually lead to some really either absurd stuff or some really kind of like scary stuff. So yeah, I'm definitely not in the utilitarian camp as far as ethics or moral philosophy goes. So anyway, enough of that. Peter, now do I eat tofu with gluten brown sauce? Ooh, that's the Rick Rubin special. Yeah, ever since Rick Rubin described that, it sounded awesome. Angie has the Rick Rubin special now. We haven't had that in a while. How did Jerry Garcia die? I forgot exactly the sequence of things, but he had numerous health problems. He was super, super overweight, internal stuff not doing well. He ended up in some kind of, I think, a diabetic coma, if I remember correctly. Maybe Sarah or I think Foo's gone now, but maybe someone can correct me. But he was having problems before that. I remember not too long before he died, I remember him being hospitalized for a while. I can't remember what it was. I thought it was a heart-related issue. But anyway, okay, then Sarah says he died of a heart attack, technically brought on by a lot of drug use. But beyond the drug use, he was way overweight and he was having health problems that were probably the drug use probably didn't help. But I thought just like from a poor diet and stuff like that. All right, guys, don't talk about food. You're gonna make me leave. Don't talk about food. Thanks for being here, Marianne. Be unique. Thank you. It was nice chatting with everyone. Have a great night. See you next week. Yeah, come back. Plan this to be here again next week. Oh yeah, Jesse. Yeah, we got an air fryer. I use that all the time, particularly to make potatoes. It's the quickest, easiest way to make potatoes. Yeah, they come out a little crispy and stuff like that. And I've gotten the habit too, when I go to Trader Joe's, get a bag of frozen fries because they're all sliced to the same thickness, so they cook evenly in the air fryer. So sometimes, hey, I'm hungry, I don't want to make something fancy, I'll just put a bag of fries in the air fryer. Pretty rare, but that's a quickie bro meal sometimes. But yeah, it's cool. Air fryers are awesome. Okay, Peter, thanks for the update there. Yeah, Amy Serrano and Nick, her partner, are heading back to the courthouse for an appeal this month. Cool. Keep me updated on that, and it'll be in my thoughts for sure. Yeah, it's sad seeing so many vegan activists getting in so much trouble for what seem like trivial offenses. Like, I see people all the time, like doing high-speed police chases here in the LA area. Happen almost on a daily basis. I don't think they get that much time for that. It seems like they're back out doing it again. But yeah, do something that, challenges the status quo as far as animal agriculture goes and throw the book at those horrible people. Make an example out of them. No, make an example out of the idiots that are like carjacking people and driving 100 miles an hour on surface streets to avoid police pursuit and break all these laws and endanger people's lives. Don't make an example of them. Make an example of the vegan activists. It just seems like a weird justice system. You want some bro chips too? Bro chips, bro meals. Yeah, I mean, I joke around with Angie. I'm gonna make my own cookbook. Vegan bro food, just easy, simple, ridiculously simple meals that, you know, that if you're really not into cooking and just want to make simple, basic foods, what you could eat. But she laughs at it and says, don't do it. Yeah, AJ, I have a little guilty pleasure too. The YouTube algorithm knows to let me know when there's a live police chase in the Los Angeles area. And also too, if I missed it, you know, it'll suggest it to me the next day. The replay, the playback of it. Bro vegan cookbook. Yes, I know some people will want it, but no, I don't think she'll let me. But yeah, it is a guilty pleasure. Just, I don't understand these people. I think, all right, they've broken some law. Maybe they've stolen a car or something, and they realize, okay, the police are trying to pull me over. No, let's break even more laws. Let's like avoiding arrest. Let's speeding, endangering public safety. Let's rack it up. You know, it's like they could have probably just had maybe a short sentence, but they're going to go to jail for years. Maybe I don't understand. And it's a mess. It's what's scary to me too is knowing that when I watch these high-speed chase videos, like a lot of them end up in our neighborhood, or maybe not my street or anything, but in our city. I go, wow, I could just be driving at night to Panda Express and get hit or have to avoid a high-speed police chase. So it makes me even more cautious when I drive now, knowing that any time of the day or night, there could be a high-speed chase and you wouldn't even know it until it got really close to you. So be careful. That applies to all you guys. Everyone out there, be careful driving. High-speed chase can just pop up anytime, anywhere, and you could be right in the middle of it. So drive as safely as you can. Yeah, common sense goes out the window. I was watching one yesterday where a guy was going like over 100 miles an hour on the streets. Not on the freeway, but on the streets. Yeah, I think they think it's some kind of Grand Theft Auto in real life, but you can really kill yourself and others. I've seen them like even try to like run over police officers, like add that to the long list of charges, you know, attempted murder on a police officer. I mean, people don't think this through. Like, would you rather just go to jail for like a few months or go to prison for many years? Jesse, you got rid of your car, too scary in the city? Yeah, car chases are like, what's happened? Why are car chases more common now? It makes me wonder, like during the COVID era, did a bunch of people like lose their minds? I mean, seriously, it seems like so much weird, I see just more weird, crazy behavior from so many people. Not everyone, obviously, but like more. There's a higher percentage of just outrageous, dangerous, reckless behavior than ever before. Like, did people's brains get messed up from lockdown? They had to watch Netflix for a few months and their brains got messed up, or they got some long COVID and it changed their brains or something. It seems like there's just more bad behavior. Like, I don't even want to ride my bike anymore. I'm going to sell my road bike because I was just in my car. I see so much more like just high risk driving behavior that if I were in a car, at least I'd have some protection if some crazy crap happened. You know, someone crashing into me. On a bike, you know, forget about it. So I think I'm going to sell my bike. Ryan, we're advocating for the vegan cult cookbook. I don't know what cult food would be like, huh? Phelan asks, people engage in car chase for the fun of it? No, I don't think they're doing it for the thrill of it. I think that's a side benefit for some of these people. I really think they're not really thinking it through. They're thinking, oh, I'm getting busted for stealing this car. Oh, let me try to evade the police, and then they don't realize they're racking up even more charges and will go to prison for a long time. I'm not sure what's going on in their minds, but that's part of it. But some, like, why would they even do that in the first place? Kimberly, yes, I commute almost 200 miles a day, 3 days a week, and what I see is crazy. Yeah, every day. Just coming back from the gym today, I saw a guy just shoot a stop sign. In fact, check this out. Just go look on YouTube for Long Beach bus crash. It's crazy. This happened last night. A car just shot through a stop sign, into a major street. He didn't even stop at the stop sign, just went through it like it didn't exist and went into a major street like there was nothing there. And he hit a bus, and the bus just smashed him, and the bus crashed into a restaurant. Thank goodness the restaurant was closed. No one would, or else people would have been smashed by all this. Unfortunately, no one died, but watch it. It's graphic. Seeing this car shoot the stop sign, the bus smashing into it. The car flew and it got mangled up. It looks horrific. Just because they didn't think to stop at a stop sign and go into a major into a major street, with bus traffic. That's what I'm saying. Like, why would you not stop at a stop sign? I can see if you're in a neighborhood and you see nothing's going on, it's a quiet street, but this is a major street, tons of traffic. Just went right into it, didn't care. And it wasn't a high-speed chase as far as it was just a person being stupid. Yeah, so yeah. Yeah, the poor lady that owns that restaurant, you know about that, Uncle. You saw that too, right? Yeah. I mean, how long is that restaurant going to be closed? How many people won't be able to go to work? They won't be able to pay their bills. I think how many people are employed by a restaurant. All these people's lives are affected. This place might be closed for months. It might not ever reopen. Who knows? All because some idiot shot a stop sign. Anyway, enough of that. I'm just saying there's too much craziness. Just drive carefully, guys. If you guys drive carefully. If you ride a bike carefully. If you're walking, when you cross streets, look all around. Don't assume people will see you. Don't assume people will stop at stop signs, because most people don't. So just be careful. Sarah, you've never Ubered or had food delivered. Wow. Yeah, we don't Uber that much because, we're here. Like when we've traveled, which is very rare, like by air, we've Ubered. Like last time we took an airplane, which was like 2018, I want to say, maybe 17, probably 18. We flew to Las Vegas. We made a vlog about it. Didn't have a car, and we took an Uber from the airport to the hotel and vice versa. But we don't, it's probably the last time we took an Uber. Yes, I saw all the Mr. Rogers documentaries, Sky. Yeah, one of them made me cry. He's just such a badass, sweet man. Oh, yeah. He's such a good person. Yeah, I saw the Mr. Rogers and Me. And the other one, I saw two that came out at the same time. One of them I saw at YouTube Space, which was a place that they used to have until COVID, where creators can go and create, as long as your channel meet a certain threshold of subscribers and views, which ours did at the time. I don't know if we do anymore. Anyway, they closed it down, but they had a screening of one of the Mr. Rogers documentaries there, and we signed up. As soon as I saw they were screening that, sign me up, and I was crying my ass off. Real men can cry. I want to say that right now. Someone's going to make a video. Oh, Ryan, he was crying at a Mr. Rogers documentary. That means he's not masculine. No, it's. I don't know why people think it's more masculine to hold back your emotions and pretend you don't have any or anything. You have no feelings or something like that. That's not healthy. There's nothing healthy about denying your compassion or something like that. That's not manly. That's cowardice and something like that. Anyway. What's for dinner, Jesse? Angie made us a soup before the live stream, so it's had a lot of time to simmer and fully, do the soup thing, permeate all the ingredients together. So we're gonna have some kind of vegetable soup tonight. Yeah, emotions are manly. It's just human. Humans have emotions, and I don't understand this whole thing that men shouldn't express sadness or something like that. No, if you're something's touching you, it's making you feel something. It's real. Yeah. Anyway, I guess you can tell I'm not a big fan of this bullcrap toxic masculinity nonsense. I mean, come on. I'm a man. I don't have to worry about that. I understand what I am. I don't understand why I have to do things to prove to myself or others that I'm a real man. Real man doesn't do that. Real man don't cry. Real man isn't vegan. Real man must eat meat. No, where'd you get these ideas from? Where do you get these preconceived ideas of what a man needs to do to be a man? Man has to be mean to girls and women to be a real man. Yeah, VLAM, the inability to empathize with others is a sign of being a psychopath. Empathy is masculine and feminine. It is human. Yes. Yes, Scott. Yeah, I saw both. Yeah, I tell you, both Mr. Rogers documentaries. Ryan does not need to eat. Yes, Ryan definitely does need to eat, but not quite yet. But as soon as I'm done, dinner is ready. Maybe we'll have to heat the soup up a little bit, but it is ready. And even Spock cried. Mr. Spock cried. Another one of my idols. Mr. Rogers, Carl Sagan, and the fictional character of Mr. Spock from the original Star Trek series. I even like the new Spock, the new young Spock in the latest Captain Pike Star Trek. Young Spock is cool. I just like the Spock character in general. Yeah, gender isn't black and white. Men and women can both feel emotions as long as we're healthy and truthful about it and not just like sociopaths. Yeah, we all have emotions, and allow yourself to experience your emotions. Oh, I just remembered, speaking of Uber and Lyft, Kwane and others there. Being honest, remember last time I used an Uber actually was when I took my car into the dealership for service. They offer like a free like Lyft or Uber to get back home or something like that. So I did take them up on that a couple times. If they're going to offer it, I'll take it. Yeah, free for me. Yeah, Heidi, I think it's good. Everyone both feel their feelings and cope with their feelings. It's all about balance. Yes, don't deny your feelings. Yeah, that's not healthy. Star Trek is better high. Oh yeah, I used to smoke weed tons in the 80s, late 80s when I first started smoking weed. Watching Star Trek when it used to come on here in Los Angeles. I believe at 11 p.m. on like channel 5 or 9 or something like that, or 11, some odd channel, a non major network channel at night. Yeah, I used to smoke weed and watch Star Trek a lot. Let's see, what will Angie and I watch on TV tonight? I don't know. Good question. I don't know. Let me think. I don't think there's any show that we're waiting. We just saw Loki. You guys see that? Loki? I'm loving Loki again. That's my only like Marvel show that I really like. I guess because I like Tom Hiddleston so much. And it's not one of those typical shows. Forgive me if I'm offending anyone, like where the hero, the superhero has to wear tights and stuff like that. It's so played out. He just wears typical regular business clothes and does his Loki stuff. He's just a dude who has some special powers he uses on occasion. But it's a really good story, and I'm not sure we're going to watch tonight. Yeah, our Disney Plus thing is going to expire soon, so maybe we'll rewatch Emotional Whirlwind, which we started watching after we discovered the ride there, and then we saw the movie, and I was blown away. I've been amazed. Some of these Pixar movies are really, really good. Emotional Whirlwind. I tell you, I saw Coco a couple weeks ago for Halloween. Again, I cried. I cried at the end of Coco when I don't want to give any spoilers, but at the end when Coco, the grandma, heard the song that the boy played that her former husband, dead husband wrote, it just made me bawl my ass off. Yeah, Peter, Angie's seen all these BTS concerts. Yeah, she probably saw them when they came out originally or something like that. Oh, Coco's awesome. You guys know. If you haven't seen Coco, watch it. Maybe it's not as powerful during non-Halloween, but it kicked my ass. That was a good movie. I was into it before that happened, but as soon as that happened, I'm crying on Coco. I can't believe it. Anyway, if any anti-vegan, toxic masculine dudes want to make fun of me, go ahead. If you can watch Coco and not cry, awesome, good for you. You're a tough guy. I admire you. Okay, so anyway. So you haven't seen Coco? I recommend that. If you can watch that, check out Coco. Yeah, Dawn, huh? Hey, I haven't seen you tonight, Dawn. If men would express their feelings more, maybe we would not commit suicide as often. Yeah, I don't think it's healthy to keep emotions bottled up or pretend that you don't have emotions. Like, I cannot do this. Like, the Tate brothers say I cannot feel emotions and have to be mean towards women and stuff. No, just don't follow those guys. Spirited Away. I don't really watch too much anime, but I'll try to remember that one. Let's see. Rastafari. I wept through Coco, lol. Granted, my dog was dying at the time. Oh my god, but I cried anyway. Oh my god. I'm so sorry about that. I could see how, because the movie deals with death and passing. You know, it's about kind of like Day of the Dead, sort of. It's based on that I don't want to call it a holiday, but that tradition. So if your dog is dying at the time, you saw Coco, you probably cried like 10 times more than I did. And, you know, so that must have hit you like a ton of bricks. Yeah, I don't cry too much, Sarah, but I release emotions. The way I often release emotions, like just a little tear or two will come out. That'll just happen when I hear music. It could be something that's not even sad, but it's just so beautiful. It's so perfect that I get overwhelmed with like joy or even sadness. For me, like joy and sadness in music are almost the same thing because they cause the same reaction. Just like little tears will swell. Not because I'm crying like, oh my god, that passage had so many minor chords and I'm crying. It's so sad. No, it wasn't like that. It was so beautiful. It struck my soul so powerfully that it's just overflowing and little tears come out. Oh no, Robert, there's no dog dying in Coco, Robert. No, he said his dog was dying during that time in his life when he saw Coco. No dog dies in Coco. I just want to make that clear. In fact, I think that there's a little dog companion in the movie. He lives through the whole thing. Spoiler, the dog never dies in there. He's the kid's companion. He has a little doggy. He lives fine. Spirited Away. I never heard of that, Uncle. Is that another like Pixar movie? Let me know because I want to watch all the cool Pixar movies. Kimberly thinks I have intimidated all the anti-vegans away. Well, they can watch this after the fact and make fun of, oh, look at Ryan. He said he cried when he watched Coco. He's not a real man. That veganism makes him soft. You know, whatevs. You know, if I have my own life to live here and I have the freedom to experience my emotions as honestly and authentically as I can. And if I watch a sad movie that touches my soul and makes me want to cry, I'm not going to hold it back. Like, why? What do I gain from like holding sadness back when it's being, elicited from a great piece of art? You know, like why would I just let it go out? Like, really? Like, how's my life gonna be better if I hold it in? Let's see, Spirit Away is almost low-key V. What is it? No, it's a Japanese anime movie made by Studio Ghibli. It's on Netflix. Yeah, Angie and I don't watch anime or too much animation. I like the Pixar animation, but I'm not really a big anime kind of guy. Again, I'm not against anime, just not like something I watch on a regular basis. Yeah, Sarah, that's why I'm into music. Music is the expression of emotion. So I might seem a little kind of Mr. Spock-like to you guys. That's kind of my persona. I use critical thinking and evidence-based information to sort facts out from bullcrap. I do that in a kind of Mr. Spock-like manner, but that's just one side of me. I'm not just always that guy who's Mr. Critical Thinking, deep thinker kind of guy. I mean, I'm a music producer. I love making music. I love listening to great music. I try to make as great a music as I possibly can because it's my passion. So it's cool to have both sides of your brain firing. Left side for the critical thinking, right side for more abstract thought and musical ideas. It's cool. There's a reason why God or the universe gave us the two hemispheres. I try to use them both. Huh, never heard of that too, Uncle. Is that a Pixar thing? Okay, Peter knows about it too. Yeah, most artists were emotional. That's why we become artists, Robert. If I weren't so damn emotional, I would have probably done something else in life besides like having been a music producer for several decades. What's that VLAN? 5 centimeters per second would be up my alley. So much nostalgia and beautiful sadness. What's that? Is that a band? Let me know, V. I'll look them up. I'll just copy that right now. Let's see. Okay, why am I having trouble selecting the text right now? Because I'm vegan. That's why. Okay. Yeah, let me know, V, what that is. Stoicism is cool, but it's not always appropriate. And it's not always healthy. But yeah, I'm kind of stoic too. You know, I get it all. Spirited Away is good because it shows gluttony. It's basically almost a vegan movie if you watch it. Is it really? Anyone see it? Anyone can back that up? I'm going to look that up. 5 centimeters per second as VLAM is getting it to me. Okay, it's an anime. Let's see. Told in 3 vignettes, 5 centimeters per second. A chain of short stories about their distant explores the joys and heartache of falling in love, set against the backdrop of the breathtaking visuals that define Shinkai's work. On Blu-ray and digital. Hopefully it's on a streaming service. Let me know. It sounds interesting. I'll check out some anime. I tell you, I'm not like against anime, just not something I'm like, you know, looking for when new releases come out. Is my bell working? Let's see. Hey, you guys heard my bell, right? Yeah, I should be there. Well, as you guys know, since I'm, you know, Chinese and we're all into, Angie and I, into like Asian culture, Asian cinema, Asian music, like K-pop. Yeah, we like Japanese stuff too as well. It's our whole thing. Yeah, she could be watching a Japanese drama right now for all I know. I know she watches some. But anyway, yeah, we'll check that out. Yeah, we want to see more of what Asians have been creating. Because, yeah, we're just going down all these rabbit holes with all these new, not new, we've had them for a few years now, but Asian channel apps on our Apple TV. Let's see. Peter, what'd you get there? You got Zero shoes. Zero, Xero shoes, having a sale up to 70%. I've got 2 pairs of shoes. Awesome. Wow, you're really into the barefoot shoes. I told you what I liked. Yeah, I wear shoes from Sanuk that are kind of the same concept, but not designed for athletics per se, like Zero kind of are. Let's see. Muthu Lion. If I want a good anime with animals, watch Princess Mono. No, wow, you guys know so much stuff. Sarah, you going? Okay, Sarah, you probably experienced most of the live stream if you're still here, Sarah. So this is 2 hours plus right now because I came on a little early, so I probably won't be on too much longer. It's really, tempting because I know Angie's got dinner already. But good to see you, Sarah. Thanks for being here with us. VLAM says, Shinkai's films are all breathtaking, beautiful. He does nature and urban scenery like no other. Do you know, V, is this stuff available like streaming, or do I need to buy like a DVD or Blu-ray or something? Let me know. Yeah, maybe Bob left and didn't say anything, or is just chilling in the background. Bye, Sarah. Let's see. Oh, I like the dad in Kim's Convenience. Say the guy who played dad in Kim's Convenience as Uncle Owens. And in what movie are you talking about? They're coming out with a new live action Avatar. And he's going to be in this Avatar? Interesting. Huh. Okay, Quanti says, Elemental is a good anime Pixar movie. No, I haven't seen that. I don't think I've heard of that one. And Elemental is great. Cool. Angie and I got some stuff to see. So yeah, maybe tonight we'll rewatch Emotional Whirlwind. I thought that was a very... I don't think I cried in Emotional Whirlwind like I did in Coco. Until Coco, I was bawling like a little kid or something like that. But yeah, I remember just being really moved by Emotional Whirlwind. Like, wow, I can relate. It's about like mental health and, it's inner workings of the mind and psychological processes. Okay, Peter, it's not Avatar with James Cameron. It's Avatar: The Last Airbender. Okay, I've never even heard of that. Awesome. All right, cool. All right, any other last bit questions here? We'll do like a speed round of questions and we'll call it a night. Let you guys all get back to your nights or your days if you're like on the other side of the world like VLAM. All right, here's a quick one. Taylor Knox, why is honey controversial to some vegans? That's an interesting way to phrase the question, Taylor. I would just ask, is honey considered appropriate food for vegans? So I guess that's why it's controversial, because some vegans will say, yeah, I have honey and I'm vegan, and others say, no, you shouldn't have honey if you're vegan because it goes against what veganism is. So I'm going to give you my answer, and my answer is not going to be like just my opinion, because everyone has an a-hole and everyone has an opinion, right? So I'm going to give you my reasoning based on why I believe as I do. So anyway, we're not going to look at anime right now. We're going to go back to the definition of veganism. And again, it's a stance against animal cruelty and exploitation. So both, either if there's any animal cruelty or exploitation to animals, vegans are against that. So with that in mind, let's talk about how honey's made. Honey is made by bees. Bees are making honey for themselves, for their colony and other bees in the colony, the health of the colony. So we are, when we're saying, hey, I want to have some honey, someone's got to go into the bee colony and take their work away from them. That's exploitation. You're taking the work, the product of a bee colony's work, honey, and you're taking it for human purposes. I mean, bees aren't making honey for you. They're making it for themselves. You're exploiting them. That's the definition of exploitation. I could put it on the screen. I've looked it up a bunch of times. It's one of the definitions is taking the product of someone's work away from them unfairly for your benefit. So if you want to be true to what the definitions of exploitation means, if you want to be true to what the definition of veganism means, I don't understand how you can justify honey as a vegan. I'm not saying if you're a vegan and you have honey, you're a bad person. I'm just saying you probably aren't being consistent with what these words mean, what veganism means and what exploitation means. So for those reasons, that's why I believe, exploitation animals is exploitation animals. A lot of people don't realize insects are animals, and they are animals. Look it up. You might just think they're bugs, but they're animals. So my point is, why needlessly exploit bees when you don't have to? You don't have to consume honey. There's no essential nutrient in honey without which you're going to die. There's other ways to sweeten things if that's why you want honey. You can put some agave nectar, maple syrup, take your favorite plant-based sweetener. So anyway, that's my opinion on honey. If you have a different one, I'll listen to it, but that's I think my explanation is pretty airtight because it's based not on my opinion, it's based on the definition of veganism, and it's based on the definition of the word exploitation. Yeah, Jen Ree, just use maple syrup instead, right? Not perfect, I know, but hopefully it's a little kinder. Mine is agave. VLAM. Definition of veganism. That's what sometimes it's called veganism. Love animals, but F the bees, right? Yeah, and it's not a health food. Like I said, you don't need to have honey to be healthy. I haven't had honey since I've been vegan. And, I'm doing fine. My health labs are all good. My blood tests are good. The doctors say, hey, you're doing pretty good as a vegan, Ryan, but you need to have that honey because it's got some vitamin or mineral in there. Well, if that were true and I needed it, I would just take a supplement. So anyway, try agave, Jen. It's at most stores. Every time I go to the market or even Trader Joe's. Trader Joe's has a blend though. They have an agave maple, which is fine too. It's kind of the best of both worlds. So look for it. Look for any kind of agave nectar. And there's different kinds, dark or light. I don't care. They're all the same to me. I don't know. It's all agave to me. Skycross. I'm starving, so I'm going to the pasta bar now. Love you guys. That sounds awesome, Sky. Thanks for being here. Molasses. Molasses has good stuff in it too. There's all sorts of sweeteners. What's that, Uncle? Insects are by far the largest arthropod group in the animal kingdom. Hey, Taylor. Thank you so much for your super chat tip there. Did you like my definition of why vegans shouldn't consume honey? But thank you so much. Appreciate it. Good night, Robert. You're going too? I'll be going in a second too. I was just seeing if there's any last second questions. So that was a good one there. Ended on the honey question. I said, I don't know if honey is controversial amongst vegans. It's just that there are differing opinions as to if honey is considered vegan or not. And like I said, if you really truly believe what veganism is, I don't see how honey fits into that. Simple as that. I need a pasta bar too. Does that sound awesome, guys? Can I just walk out to the night here and go to the pasta bar and say, hey, give me a thick dark ale and some pasta. I don't even like dark ale. What's up, Peter? You believe one of the last things you ate before you became fully vegan was honey? I had bought a container and just finished it up and never bought any again. Yeah, totally cool. Cool, I'm glad you guys enjoy the stream. Ditlow, thank you. What's that, Milo? Your favorite sweetener is organic evaporated sugarcane juice. Yeah, in the Hawaiian Islands, that's where you're at, right? Yeah, that sugarcane is very prevalent and easy to find out there. All right, guys. Yeah, let's call it a night. Let's call it an evening. I want to mention before I go that Angie today filmed for our Happy Fam an Angie Animals Friends video. So we'll have that out next week. In fact, you don't even have to be a channel member to watch it. When we premiere the video, we can't just premiere it to our channel members, the Happy Fam. It doesn't let us do that. So we're cool. We'll premiere it to everyone. So everyone could watch the live premiere of any of our Happy Fam only videos. So you can watch it one time if you're not a member. And if you're a member, you can watch it with us at the live premiere. Or if you can't, if you're busy doing something, you can watch it later. So anyway, we're going to have that out for you. Probably early next week. I think she's pretty much done editing that video. So yeah, it's been, I think she said like 6 months or so since she last did an Angie's Animal Friends video. I want to set your expectations. It's nothing crazy. Don't expect, an amazing vlog. It's just her filming like the squirrels that came and did stuff around here today mainly. I mean, there's a few other things, but yeah, it's, it's a chill. It's like watching an old school nature documentary. It's pretty chill, not a lot of fast action. You got to have, it's not like a TikTok video with fast edits and stuff like that. So anyway, yeah, try to come for the premiere. I'm guessing it'll probably be Monday or Tuesday, something like that. So we'll figure it out. Yeah, you love the Animal Friends, AJ. I thought I mentioned that. And yeah, I think that's it, guys. Yes. All right, guys. Anything else I want to mention here? I think that's it. If you have any more videos to send me, Peter, or anyone, please send them to me, Peter. Let me just take a quick check, Peter. If you sent me anything in the past couple. I think I looked a couple days ago. Let me see. I can't remember, Peter. I'm just seeing what Peter sent me as far as video ideas are. Where's my freaking messages? Here they are. Let's see. Oh, yeah, he sent me a short of Piers Morgan. Let's see. Oh, I'll check that one out. I'm not sure what that one you just sent me. You said, "Oh Lord," about some kind of like reel or short or something like that. I'll check that out. You sent me something, Piers Morgan. I'll check it out. Yeah, if you have any other ones too, Peter, or anyone, let me know. But yeah, Peter, I always appreciate you send me videos to respond to, because yeah, I don't get as much stuff suggested to me in my feeds as you guys probably do. Probably because I watch so much weird non-vegan stuff on YouTube. So anyway, I appreciate you guys letting me know if you guys encounter something that I should have a look at. Some anti-vegan, saying some nonsense. Some like why I'm no longer vegan video. We go and look at it and see if there's some compelling reason why they had to leave veganism, something that forced them out of it, stuff like that. So thanks for sending me all the content to have a look at, guys. So I'm gonna send you guys off, get back to your days and your nights, and I'm gonna go have dinner with my beautiful and talented wife and chill out and maybe watch some like Emotional Whirlwind or something like that, guys. All right, peace, love to you all. Thank you, Peter. Thank you, Uncle, for moderating. Pretty easy job tonight. Once again, it's becoming way more peaceful and less stressful and better for my mental health, and probably your guys too, without having so many like people coming and hating on us all the time. So I'm glad we've kind of sorted that out, and we've just moved on to being chill with each other, having a great little vegan community here, guys. So again, much love. Thanks for spending your Fridays with me. It's always a pleasure, and I will see you shortly next Friday again, and hopefully another video before then too. All right, guys, much love. Peace to y'all. Good night.